If you're from Dallas and you're an actor, you probably know, some of them know, that I hosted 3 plays, original written plays by me, which is my pen name at the time. I think I used Ash Cole, which is a pen name of mine. I had 3 original plays that I did a reading of in my apartment in Irving, right off of Walnut Hill. Major problem with that was I used SoundCloud. I wish I would have used YouTube for those readings. It would have been more difficult to mic with YouTube, maybe not. I would have had to done a lot of editing, probably, because I used a Zoom mic for those readings, which I just put it right onto SoundCloud. I can't access those because the SoundCloud membership is like $17 a month. So it's somewhere, it's probably in Berlin. But regardless, I did those readings. I hired actors. I even paid them too. I paid some of the actors, not all of them, but I paid as many as I could, especially some of the leads that were in those readings. And it was important for me to have those readings because I wanted to get an idea of what it was like to write a play and then have actors come in and then read my own original work. I had to do that at that time. The problem was I used SoundCloud. I should have used YouTube because the storage is far more secure because you can keep it longer. It's almost public domain. And I would have been able to go back and listen to those. I can still access them. I can still listen to the readings, but I'd have to like record it off the speaker. I'd have to play it off SoundCloud and just record the actual readings off a speaker, and it would be all sent up in 20-minute vlogs. And it would just be showing the speaker of the actual reading. It was almost like creating a record, like an album, like a vinyl, but it was only through SoundCloud, so it was only done digitally through streaming. Or not only streaming, but it was done through SoundCloud. If you know anything about SoundCloud, it's done digitally only. It's kind of hard to explain everything. It's very difficult, especially when I had to do all this while I'm on the go. What it means is that I wrote a play. I wrote the play, okay? Outlined it, did everything I had to do. One of them I spent 6 years on the play. That was called Hidden Drive under Ash Cole. The other play was called Russian Butterfly. And then the third play, there were 3 plays. The third one was called In Store. There were a set of 3 plays over a period of a summer, from the beginning of summer to pretty much the end of summer. And the readings were held with a Zoom mic. Okay, so the actors sat around in a like almost like a circle, like a semicircle, and they read from their tablets, electronic devices, because it was cheaper than printing. And they all read the characters and stuff like that, and we had a reading. So I did that, and it's stored on SoundCloud. If it was stored on YouTube, I'd be able to access it, without any problems. Don't go to the companies that ask you for money, like SoundCloud, for example, if you're a writer and you want to store stuff, because then they'll just get lost in Berlin or something like that. Because Berlin is one of the headquarters of SoundCloud. I mean, like Germany, Berlin, okay? They store all that stuff there. So I would suggest to use Google or YouTube, especially YouTube, because, well, Google is an American company and they'll store it here and you can access it anytime.
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
So that is the sound of tornado siren. was a tornado siren alert.
We tried auto and...
All right, so it's April 6th, 2022 AD, 3:24 p.m. We all know this from history. This is Fox Avenue, and it's at 3:25 April 6th. And I've got news that the officer that pulled me over on that day is no longer a police officer. Because that officer abused his power. There's UNT, established in 1890, and this is pretty much UNT area. This is where I graduated college to move on to my acting career. I was a theater arts major, and I performed in the Armadillo building, which is right back that way. And over here is their new stadium, Apogee Stadium is what we're going to go with, which means the climax. That's what Apogee means. We're headed back to the Texas Motor Speedway right now. And there's part of UNT, there's one of the beer barns that you could go to right there. You're into that kind of rock and roll lifestyle, which is University of North Texas. Apogee. There we go. For all you English majors that were watching, you can underline the word apogee and smile real big. It's fun to say it different ways, though, isn't it? And that's Apogee Stadium. Or if you want to get real creative and fun, call it the Opogee or Apogee. This is all new part of the green main right there, Apogee Stadium. That's my alma mater full of grace. That's Mean Green right there. That's where I was educated and got my bachelor's degree. We're headed to Texas Motor Speedway, which is this way.